Guys, this is yours truly, Kevin Grace, reporting to you from my hometown of Baltimore, Maryland. Behind me is Laurel Road, so if you're from Baltimore, you may know exactly where I am. And actually, to give you even more better directions, behind on the other side of the street is Clifton Park. There's a golf course over there, but where I'm right now is an old cemetery, or at least it's been rediscovered. Back in 2015, there was a college professor that found out about this information, about that this was an old cemetery called Laurel Cemetery, which opened in 1852, but it was closed down in the 50s because over the years, family members neglected to pay their fees for the upkeep. And actually the particular cemetery, I think in the 30s, filed for bankruptcy. And then this whole area just fell in bad disrepair. Just it became an eyesore. People were dumping garbage in the area, and it was overgrowth of trees and bushes and everything else. And the community wanted it gone. So in about 1952 is when a company bought this property and they started trying to develop it, and then the local NAACP put their foot down and did something about it temporarily. But of course, at that time there weren't really any laws to help blacks at that time. This was a black cemetery, and actually, from what I understood, it was pretty much a middle-class black cemetery. It was the first cemetery that was a non-secular cemetery, so it wasn't just a Baptist or a Catholic cemetery. It could be any religious denomination. They said even the federal government buried 230 black Union soldiers here, so it was pretty prominent. There's about 5,000 people or so that were buried here. Now, when they started trying to develop this area, they did move, they said, about 300 bodies to a cemetery in Carroll County somewhere. But unfortunately, they definitely weren't moving the rest of the 5,000 bodies. So they are paved over here, and it is now a shopping center. So let me show you behind me. This is the Bel Air Edison Shopping Center. You can see there's a food depot, grocery store there. There's Foreman Mills, and a couple other little businesses, Dollar General. But it's sad. There's other cemeteries around here. Down the street, there's a Jewish Hebrew congregation cemetery, and there's up the street another little Jewish cemetery where the Cohn family and the Stewart family are buried. But like I said, this was buried and paved over, but there is a tombstone, as you can see, sticking out. And they did, in 2015, they did some excavation of this area to see what they could find. They found some old pieces from coffins, and there was a radar that they used for the ground, and they could see that there were still bodies buried here. So this is a little grassy area. They asked to and got permission to do some excavating, and you can see the areas where they did some burying. I think they found a couple of remains. You can see this little pit here, which has been sunken down. So you can see they did some work here and digging. I did see that there were a couple of nails here. I don't know if it was from their work or what have you, but matter of fact, an article that was written showed some of the things that they found from the coffins. These, like the handles, and this was a picture of them doing some excavating at that time in 2015. But recently, the Baltimore Sun just did a article about it, so it's getting a little more information out there about this cemetery. And I think what they're trying to do is put recognize it and put up some kind of sign that existed. But it is sad, and recently the Maryland State Legislature just passed, or they're putting legislation out that old cemeteries cannot be disturbed or even paved over. I know they're trying to add that to the situation too. They're not going to be dug up and paved over for, you know, who knows what. But it is sad. Again, another chapter. And there was something written before saying that, you know, blacks that were buried here, they were treated like trash when they lived, and even in death, no respect, and treated again like trash. And in a literal sense, having trash buried here at this cemetery, and their bodies disturbed, and it's just very sad to see. This was a 15-acre cemetery, and this is what it looks like nowadays. And like I said, across the street is Clifton Park Golf Course. But again, some more information of Baltimore history that some of you now know. If you don't know, now you know. The old Laurel Cemetery, which is now the Bel Air Edison Shopping Center.